We've got the van today and it sounds like it's got 50 mice under the bonnet having a rave. It's really squeaky. So let's see if we can find out what's wrong with it. So as we look in there, we can see that noise is coming from the belt area, and specifically the tensioner. If you look really, really closely, you can see that the belt is just being forced off the side of the tensioner slightly. It looks reasonably good, but it's slightly out of line, which is pushing across and causing the belt to rub and squeak. It's a real tough one to see. We've had this squeaky noise on the van for quite a while. I've taken the belt off it, I've checked all the pulleys and everything seemed fine. Couldn't find one with a bearing that was noisy. It didn't look at the start to be too far out of line. Everything looked okay, and I've just left it to let it get progressively worse, and now it's got to the point where I can actually see that pulley is slowly moving away and making the belt not run true. That's what the problem is. So get that pulley changed, get the tensioner changed, and hopefully that's going to sort its problem. So there's not a lot down here to go wrong, but what we do have, looking at this, there's a bit of debris of belt residue knocking about on the covers, so something's getting a bit warm, and the back of the belt is a little bit hot, but you can see from that tensioner there, you can just make out that the belt is starting to ride off the side of the tensioner. So the tensioner, instead of being straight, is slightly over, which is guiding the belt away from the engine. We've got a new tensioner, we'll put that on and see if it cures the problem. Right, and first things first, let's get this belt off and then we'll get down to the tensioner. So we need a spanner for that. Just pull that. Firstly, I'm going to sack this cameraman because all he keeps doing is taking pictures of the back of my head. But anyway, what we're going to do is get that spanner on that tensioner. On the end of the pulley there's a 15mm nut, and you can get a ring spanner on that, and I always hook a second spanner on the end of it. It's a bit tight, lever it up, and you can take the tension out of the tensioner and then slip the belt off. They are fiddler, it is tight, but it's possible. That's the new one. So we've got a bolt that goes through the centre and holds it in place. But the bolt is obviously going to be quite long, and there's not enough gap between the side of the bodywork and the van, so we're going to have to drop or raise, and I'm not sure which is going to be the best way. So let's get that wheel off. We'll pop the hubcap off, we'll take the wheel nuts off, and we're going to get into this side cover. We're going to take the plastic panel off, which helps stop all the dirt getting into the belt area. There's two little push clips on this one, which we'll just pull out. There goes one, and then this second one's got a little screw head on it, but it just pulls out. So we'll pop that out, get rid of this plastic cover, a little bit fiddler, give it a wiggle and a shake, and we can get that out of the way. And then that'll let us see the bottom pulley, and also you can see where the tensioner is. It's still not very accessible, but it is there. Take off these hose retainers here, so just push them sideways, and that should pop out. And that's just going to move that down a bit for us, gives a bit of room to get in there. Whip this belt off. So it goes round the bottom pulley, over the single tensioner, up round the alternator, back down round the idler, then round the tensioner, and then back to the big pulley again. You can see how little room you've got. The thickness of the belt, you can't pull it past the pulleys without twisting it. It's really tight. They don't give you a lot of room to play with up here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is whip the bolt out of this mounting here, which is going to give us a bit of drop on the engine, and we'll take the top mounting down as well. It's a 16mm. Well, you can see the back of my head. What an absolute fool. Okay, so took them off the back, we'll pull that out. That's that one there. So now that mounting's out, and all we've got to do now is loosen the top one, and hopefully it will drop down. I'll pop the axle stand underneath that engine mount and lower the... I might even go on the bottom of the sump on this one, just to make sure we're not going to interfere with anything. Okay, yeah, I like that because it's in more metal as well. Okay, then we come up top. We've got this big engine mount in here. And we're going to need to take it right off. So we'll take the centre bolt out, which again is 16. And there's 2 Torx bits. So that's a T50. So that engine dropped down nicely then. Just let it move in. I've got to go up with the engine slightly to get the mounting out, then I can drop it down. Just don't leave your camera on the engine when you lay it down, as it might fall off. Oh dear. Oh, there it goes. So that's the mounting out. So now the engine is quite just hanging on that axle stand. So I can just jack the body up, the engine should come down. So we can just see the tensioning out with the nut on there. And bolt. And now the tensioner is loose. I'll just try and get it out. God blimey, that's going to be a toughie. So we've got a locating pin on the back of the tensioner that's got to go into the locating hole on the engine, and we've got to pin this before we put it in, looking at that. So I've just pulled that back in the vise and popped a split pin through just to hold that in that position, and now hopefully it will go in a bit easier. So a little wiggle and a twist, and can get that in there. It's a bit tight, it's going there though, in you go. And once it's in, we've got to try and locate that pin. I found the easiest way is to put the bolt through the centre and just turn it a couple of threads to hold it in place, and then you can actually rotate the tensioner until the pin just drops into the hole, and once it's in you can just spin the bolt all the way in. Okay, so now that's just slotted into its hole there. I can do this. Bolt up. That's up nice and tight. Get the hose back in position. That's all back in. Nice, lovely. There's your diagram for rerouting the belt, starting with the crankshaft and feeding it round. It's tight, but it's possible. All this is a long screwdriver that I've heated up and bent in two places and then curled the end round on it. And this is absolutely amazing for putting belts on. You can get it down, you can use the back of it to push belts over pulleys, or you can use the hook on the end to hook and pull through. They're so tight, there's not a lot of space down there, and this little tool it's invaluable. And you can't buy out like this, it's just one of those things that you make, and it really does do a good job. So yeah, get yourself a big screwdriver and bend it about, and it'll save you a lot of time and effort. So I'll get my special tool and I can get down there and hook the belt where it's got to come up between the tensioner and the bottom idler, and I can pull it up and into place and then just grab hold of it. If I hadn't got it, I'd never be able to do that. And I'm just going to get it onto that power steering pump, hook it round, and then I'll be ready to bolt the engine back into place so I can pull on the tensioner and get it all tensioned up and get the belt on properly. So I'm just going to get that engine back up into position and put that tensioner back and put the top mounting back on. So just lift that engine up, and that'll allow me to get that top mount and slip it in where it needs to be. It is tight, but you've got to get that engine raised to be able to feed it in. And then once you've got it just resting, you can lower the engine back down again, get it just into position, and then you can start to put the bolts back on. So we keep tugging that engine. It'll rock because it's not on the bottom. It's not on the bottom mounting yet, so we've got lots of backwards and forwards motion in the engine. So I can just grab hold of that, pull it forward, get them bolts in, and then whiz them up with the old gun. Bang those torque bits down, and then we've got the centre nut, and we'll bang that down as well. That ain't going nowhere. That's super. Now we can pull that tensioner and get that belt on properly. Because the engine's secure, we can feed that belt and get it on. So we've whizzed that safety pin out the tensioner, and now we move down to the bottom, and we're just going to wallop that bottom mounting up. That's all nice and secure. Jack it up, get that axle stand out of the way, pop the covers back on, get that plaggy cover back in there, shove the wheel on, bang them nuts back up. Oh, we're nearly done, we're nearly done. Get that hubcap on. They're always a bit funny. Sometimes they go on well, sometimes they don't. Right, let's give it a spin. Moment of truth. So we've got rid of all that squeaking noise. Beautiful. So the amazing thing with this is the old tensioner. It's as silent as anything. There's no noise within that. It's got a tiny bit of play in the puller. Not much at all. There doesn't look like there's any wear within it or anything. But yet when it's on the car and it's under tension, it was just throwing it out of line a tiny bit, which I can't see it being that. Maybe just that small amount of play in that puller was enough to cause it to squeal, just not running true. And it was forcing the belt. You can see the belt line. It was just running off the edge of the puller where it was pushing it across. I checked this in the past. I took the belt off and I'd had a look at this and I spun all the bearings up to see what was squealing, and I couldn't find anything wrong with it. But there's the problem. So if that tensioner changed, everything's great. The van's running lovely, sounds nice and quiet again, which is great because that squeaking noise was getting unbearable. I will have to change that belt at some point. I would have changed it with the pulley and the tensioner, but they didn't have one in stock. Typical. So I will have to just whip that belt off and put a new one on there. But it's not a disastrous thing. The belt isn't in really bad condition, but I will change it just for par for the course. Everything's great. The van's on the road again. If that's been of any use to you, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.